Hello, everybody. Welcome back and welcome to AfterCLIMB. So today I'm going to talk about two new features. The first one, our interface to UPS WorldShip using our mail order feature. So something brand new, and I think we're really excited about it. A lot of you using mail order, so I think you're going to really like this feature if you're using UPS WorldShip. So I've rung up a couple of prescriptions here, and then I'm going to go over to the flip chart called mail order and click mail order. Now we also have a feature here where you can let the customer know that their order has been processed, and you can even send them the tracking number from UPS when you do that. And you can do that via email or text message. Now I can't send it anywhere, so I'm just going to click none here and bypass that. Then it'll come up with shipping information for the patient. And here we see Maria Abernathy, her address, which is that of Retail Management Solutions. And the telephone number. And you'll also see down below here that she actually has two addresses. So now in the customer editor, you can have an unlimited number of shipping addresses. And when you do that, they will all display here. If this is the one you want to use, then you simply move forward. Now, I'm also have the ability to go ahead and put in an expected delivery date. So I'm going to go ahead and put in the date and say that I'm going to expect it to be delivered on this date. This is not mandatory. This is optional. The next step is just a notice that UPS requires us to put on the screen that says they don't have liability on the addresses themselves. So I'm going to go ahead and hit enter for that. Now it's going to validate the UPS, the address. If it's perfect like it was, then it's just going to go to the next screen. I'll do this again where I break the address and show you what happens in that case. So here, these are all parameters that can be defaulted. Some of this information is required, like the package length, width, and height, and the weight. Notice we're not allowed by UPS to default the weight. So we'll come down to the weight, and I'm just going to put in 1 pound. And then I'm going to go ahead at this point, you can see that I can confirm and print a shipping label right here. So I can, right here on or wherever the report printer is, I can actually print a shipping label at this point, or I can confirm and not print the shipping label. And then that shipping label can be printed somewhere like in the back using UPS WorldShip's software. This will already be set up. You'll see the order there, and you can print the shipping label from there. It's up to you as to how you want to do that part. So I'm going to go ahead and just say F1. I'm going to confirm that I want to print the shipping label. It's going to get the information from UPS, and it's going to print the shipping label. And then I'll go through the payment method. So in this case, we have a credit card. We're using tokenization. This customer has a token on file, so we're just going to use the existing token. We're going to go ahead and use this one. I forgot to turn the parameter off, so you wouldn't be required to do a signature, of course. And then we can print this and put it with the order and then put it in the package. Now, here's what's going to happen next. I'm going to take you from here. I'll go ahead and log in, but I'm going to take you and show you that if we go to the transaction log viewer, I'm going to run this mail order pending transactions. Preview it for you. Show you a couple of things here. So now you can see the order that we just did at 10:54, and that it's pending delivery and for $40, and here's the tracking number. Because I'm using a UPS test site or test account, this is all the tracking number I get. Okay, we don't get a real tracking number, of course. So all of these would be different. This will stay on here until the delivery status, which is updated by UPS. UPS sends us the information back when it has been delivered. So once it's been delivered, we get a date and time stamp that it's been delivered, And this changes from pending to delivery or to delivered, and it includes the date and timestamp. And then you would see that, I don't have anything to show you here, but you would see that in the mail order transactions, you'd be able to go into there once it was delivered, and you would then see all of the delivered, the date and time that those mail orders were delivered. Now I'm going to go over here to the transaction log viewer. I'm going to choose mail order due today here, just so you can see what that looks like. And so here's the one we just did. And so here you can see we didn't notify the customer for the deliveries in progress. Here's the expected delivery date that we put in, and here's the tracking number. So if anybody were to call you and ask you, where something is or what's the tracking number, you'd actually be able to look up the tracking number. Once again, reminding you that these would not be XXXX, right? It would just be the rail tracking number. So those are a couple of the places that you can, or those are the places you can look this information up. And I hope that you like this. It's actually going into our beta sites today, or this in the next couple of weeks for further testing and beta. But yeah, we're really excited about it and hope you like it. Okay, so that takes us, that's that part. Now let's do something for those of you doing patient counseling, everybody. We have a feature that we've had for quite a while, but we've really not talked about it too much. But it's a feature where when the patient is going to get counseled, you can actually do the counseling separate from the payment process. Well, why would you do this? Well, if you're a really, really busy pharmacy where you have lots of people in line, not all of them needing counseling, you could use this feature. And when we turn this feature on, we also reorganize the workflow of how things actually flow in the pharmacy. So here I'm going to go ahead and scan a prescription. And I'm just going to tender this out with cash. So the tender happens first. Most of you are used to seeing the screen pop and ask about counseling at this point. Ask about the relationship. I'm going to say Pauline is the person. And it captures the signature. All of these things happen. And then it comes up and asks about counseling. And you'll see that the third one down is Q for patient counseling. So I'm going to Q for patient counseling. And then what the pharmacies are using this to do is the clerk or tech or pharmacist, or they don't give the patient the prescriptions at that point. The prescriptions get picked up over at the counseling window. And so I will show you what that looks like. So at the counseling window, you have this application. Now, this doesn't require you to have Star Plus on that machine. This is just a standalone application that can be loaded on any Windows computer. So the pharmacist can be standing at that window. There are a line of people waiting to get counseled at that window. I'll click refresh here, and now it brings up what we just did, this one for Pauline Anthony. And I'm sorry, I had done one a little bit earlier for Pauline Anthony as well. Should have chose a different patient. But this is the one that we just did. Let's say, well, all we have to do, select whoever it is, click edit. It will show then what the prescriptions are that the patient's counseling. Then the pharmacist can do either provided or not provided. The canned notes that would normally show on the till are available here, or you can do other notes. For those of you who don't use canned notes, that's a feature that's been around for a long time. A lot of people are using it now. You make them up yourself. It's just parameters. If you need help with that, let us know. But you can put notes in here. You can also then do the pharmacist's initials or name, and you can default that, again, depending on parameters. Once the counseling is done and this part's done, click OK, and they drop off the list. and now you pick the next person and counsel them. So now I'm going to go to the back office, the transaction log viewer again, and I'm going to take you to where to look at this information. So we can come here under the RX transactions, and I'm going to click, make sure that's all I did. Click preview. So here are all the RX transactions for the day, and the one that we just did will be on the next page. So here's the transaction that we just did a few moments ago, and you see, here's where you can see the counseling is accepted, the pharmacist who did the counseling, the CAN note that I chose, and the signature, all the information right here. So if you're ever needing to look things up for prescriptions, this is the place that you can go. And that finishes AfterCLIMB for the day. I hope this was helpful. And as always, wish you a great day. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Cheers, everyone.